Mixing magic, thoughts. Know your room acoustics, and compensate or treat where applicable. Lower volume of mixer channels and plugins to leave overhead and avoid sum-based harmonic distortion built into the DAW. Gain stage your instruments to be at the appropriate level in the mix. Turn up the volume in your listening environment so you can hear your mix without having to push the levels internally. Check the mix in different environments and systems prior to final mastering. Check mix with internal speaker modeling plugins for additional pointers and gotchas. Check mix at lower levels to ensure instruments sit in their proper space. Sounds that are too loud will be more obvious. Remove unnecessary frequencies to carve out space for other instruments in the mix. Always a lot of low-end buildup taking potential energy overhead out of the mix. Shelving, roll-off. Secret: remove resonance to improve mix translation. There are additional excitation tools like Stereo Tool that do additional adjustments beyond known exciters and saturation tools. Use de-esser on vocals as well as other high instruments and effects for smoothing out sibilance and other resonance buildup. Cross-reference with visualization tools, analyzers. Know the tools that can help glue the mix together and use them sparingly in small increments, a touch of use per track. Use the console-style features your DAW may have that can add subtle harmonic distortion. Capture the sound effect you intended so that it sounds right at many levels, not just at loud. Don't mix too loud for too long, and take breaks to give your focus and ears some time off. Use exciters, expanders, enhancers, and hundreds more, but in small increments. Record the speaker itself if you have expensive speakers and are looking for an expensive sounding texture to add to your treatment suite, using the speaker model itself as an effect treatment. Cabinet. Check the mono version for translation. Ensure balance in the mix through auditory and visual references imaging tools. Check that instrument volumes remain the appropriate levels throughout the mix, especially lead sounds like vocals. Use volume automation to aid in making space for other instruments, including more complex methods like ducking through sidechaining. Check that punch is retained in desired sections. Use the additional equalization that is also built into your effects, like reverb, where applicable, to leave room for other sounds in the same frequency. Reference similar songs or use tools that match things like EQ curves in the mix. There are additional sweetening tools like the Dangerous Box that utilize hardware methods to add harmonic distortion similar to that of a console to the channels fed into the units. There are many boutique sweetening tools by companies like Empirical Labs, Distressor, as well as House of Kush, Clariphonic, and hundreds more. Use the art of dubbing to consider getting more pronunciation of phrases instead of boosting or distorting signals. You are adding a timing pitch difference in this respect, but also keeping the sound tight if the performances are right. Dubbing has lots of use these days in genres like trap. In the mock-up world, dubbing can make instruments performed as samples come to life. Microphones and other recording processes can introduce additional fidelity characteristics. There are mic modeling plugins that can simulate electrical fidelity improvement. Ungrounded electrical sound also makes the sound of fidelity on the high end. Many environments introduce an ambient footprint which can be used as a treatment. Fidelity fakery tones, triangle, spoons, air, reverbs, windsticks, wind chimes, shakers. You can deconstruct mixes of others with tools like demix and other audio separation tools to get a better idea of the production methods used inside a mix to capture a type of instrumental environment. It is more important to achieve the desired effect than using a fancy processor that will not get you there. Listen from another room with the door closed. Take out frequencies of instruments and put them in with tools which are more designed for speaker engineering and environments, such as the Sonic Maximizer. Warmth. Tubes, consoles, tape, saturation, speakers, bass enhancers, mics, preamps, guitar pickups, compression with saturation, good EQ, quality traditional effects like lexicon, and the like. Many vintage instruments include warmth as part of the sound of the unit. There are countless ways to record live sounds that provide a signature to the sample prior to additional mix considerations. Post-transient processing and consideration. Have multiple form factors of speakers available for quick referencing convenience. The song could be its own self-contained world in terms of spatial treatment, with considerations used for only that particular song to add character. Also consider and/or test how the mix will sound on common basic systems like computer speakers, TVs, cell phones, headphones, tablets, overhead speakers, and cars, often where first impression is forged. There's always more methods and tools to improve mixing as plugins and concepts continue to evolve.